kindly drop out of the session now. Just like to acknowledge as well our partners in the series. So we have Royal Lifesaving Society Australia, Commercial Aquatics Australia, OTM Sport and Leisure Group, YMCA Victoria, the Victoria State Government Health and Human Services Department, Belgravia Leisure, Cleaning Melbourne, VACA, Align Leisure, Watch Around Water, EcoSave, and Western Leisure Services. Today's session is with Rachel Engelhardt. Rachel is from Glen Ira Leisure, and she's talking about the value of member segmentation. Rachel has been with GSAC and Glen Ira Leisure for a number of years. And was also the leisure manager at Albury Wodonga for Aligned Leisure. Rachel, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on board today and for talking to everyone. If you can unmute yourself, we can introduce you and say hello.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming along today.
Thanks, Rachel. We can see you now. That's fantastic. And without further ado, I'll hand over to you. Thank you.
No problems at all. So good morning, everyone. We'll just jump over onto my screen and we'll get this presentation up. I'm super excited to be here today. And again, thank you for spending some of your Friday with me. Firstly, thanks again to RJ, Lifesaving Victoria, Fitness Australia and partners for putting on this incredible series. For me, it's a real honour to be presenting on the same stage as one of my mentors, Mark Collins. So Mark is actually the CEO of Belgravia Kids, used to be the manager out at GSAC or Glen Ira Sports and Aquatic Centre. So since day one, I've always admired his commitment to our industry and I've learned so much from him along the way. So if you haven't checked out his talk already, I highly recommend it. On April 23rd, in this series, he spoke on leading through uncertainty and change. So today, I'm talking about all things member segmentation and how you can really maximise your engagement opportunities with your community. So
just a quick note. Sorry, Rachel.
Yeah.
We can't see your screen yet. I know we tested this earlier. Apologies.
Okay, cool. No, that's all right. Let's try to do that once more. There we go. I love it.
There we go. Back? It's come up. Yeah, it's coming up here.
Good. Thanks for the heads up, RJ. So here today, team, just throughout the presentation, I encourage you to ask questions. Where I can, RJ will let me know. But otherwise, I'll address them, if not during, then at the end. So we'll start off with a quote, and this is one that I go by and our team goes by as well. And that's, people don't remember what you say, but they do remember the way that you make them feel. So across all of our facilities, we're committed to our members and the ways in which we create programs and services that are reflective of our community. So our team are really focused on every single member that walks through our front door. And we really take pride in the fact that it is our job to ensure that every single member that we have feels like they are the most important member that we have. So what is on the menu for today? We're going to be touching on, we'll start off with a bit of my background, who I am and what I'm about. We'll do a bit of a background into Glen Ira Leisure, as well as some insight into our strategies and our method to the madness. We've got some key points that I've put together to try and help you and your team. We'll discuss the current climate and the importance of flexing and adapting in this forever changing, or what it feels like forever changing day to day. We'll chat about your next steps forward and some options for you to consider and potentially take on. But for now, I encourage you, like I said, sit back, relax, ask questions as they come up when you're curious, and I really hope you enjoy the conversation. So a little bit about me, and before you ask, in the bottom left-hand corner, yes, that is me, but no, it's not my uniform. So, well, it was for last Monday on one of our Gel Anywhere Kids live classes. I've been working within the sport and recreation industry for a little over 10 years now, working in a variety of roles, but entering our industry initially as a full-time tennis coach, believe it or not. So now I've become completely obsessed with working with people for the benefit of our community. My energy is fed by those around me who share the same passion, energy and opportunity that our facilities have. And that's what sort of makes me jump out of bed every day, literally. In our health club team, we've got 70 staff members, including our trainers, our health club concierges and our Everybody Active officers. A little bit about Glenara Leisure. So our facilities include GSAC, or otherwise known as Glenara Sports and Aquatic Centre. We've got Caulfield Recreation Centre and also an outdoor swim centre in Carnegie. So our philosophy across Glenara Leisure facilities is that everybody's welcome. So at GSAC, when we were considered to be back in our normal, we would have an average of 1.6 million visits each year, making us the most well-attended centre in the country, and our facilities have just over 15,000 members. Our group fitness timetable, we offer our members upwards of 250 group fitness sessions each week, which include both live and virtual classes as well. Our timetable showcases some of Melbourne's best instructors. If we're talking specifically with regards to the health club, in 2019, we experienced an exponential growth. So this saw us climb from 4,000 members to just under 5 in that 12-month period. So getting on to our topic for today. Now, I did say we'd have some fun along the way, and I hope it engages you and it gives you something that you remember beyond the session. But member engagement. So to start with, obviously, schools continue to roll out and go back as of next week. So we're going to apply the concept of our kiss and go. So our kiss and make a kiss and go zone for our industry. So instead, KISS will stand for everybody's favourite, keep it simple, stupid normally, but I know none of you are stupid, so we're just going to roll with Sally. Member engagement can mean different things to different people, depending on your experience, your knowledge, and your community. The term member engagement can be made overcomplicated, but in reality, it's not. I don't think it's something that should be in a role title, but please ignore the fact that it is in mine. As in our service-based industry, it's something that we should all have a commitment to. This is all about just getting your ducks in a row. And I did forget to mention that our presentation today is sponsored by Donald Duck. And I hope you also accept the bad dad jokes that come along the way. So member engagement, I mean, it comes in different forms and different types suit different people. So we know it as the face-to-face interactions that we have over the phone, or alternatively, as we know it now, in our online capacity. Now that can look at websites, that might be your social media forums. It comes in an assortment. So it can be as simple as saying hi to Mary as she walks into her 8 a.m. older adults class. It might be tagging Brian in a post that you know that he would appreciate after a conversation that you had with him about the upcoming Melbourne Marathon. So in 2019, we revised our engagement strategy, which saw the establishment of a number of initiatives, which included the introduction of our health club concierge team. This team play a role in being the real face of our health club. They're your solutions-focused team members. They obtain informal feedback from members, and they also connect our members. They get to know them. They know our products and our services, and they connect the dots, essentially. We revised our member onboarding process, which saw the introduction of our Pathway to Progress, which is a suite of 4 appointments from the point when new members are onboarded into our facilities. And then in addition to that, and this is where we're going to really sort of get into this today, is our community strategy. Now, as I said, I'll speak more about it later, but this strategy is really a reflection of our health club members. It's a segmentation of our smaller communities within our really big community and a real review of the ways in which we engage with them. So if we look at our first step, so my advice here is, who do you want to talk to? Okay, so who's your target market? Segmenting and identifying your target market, it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all model. It also isn't going to be a set and forget. This is a process that you really have to have a commitment to. You need to reflect and you need to adjust accordingly, particularly in the current climate as well. There really needs to be a focus on your target. Okay, so we've spoken about that in your community and who you want to attract to your facilities, an analysis of that target market, and then also your key factors. Okay, so these may include upcoming and future trends, seniors, your parents of your Learn to Swim program, genders, all abilities, varying demographics, stages of life, family, and really any given situations. So now's the time where we really need to adapt our models, but also our delivery and what that looks like. So this is where we really take a review on what we do and what's face-to-face and in person, what can be shifted into the online forums and those that virtual engagement space that we briefly touched on. But it's also created the perfect opportunity to be really creative with what you can do and what your engagement looks like, but also a real opportunity to be really innovative. All right, step 2. So this is where we look at your programs and your services, and why should members join your facility in the first place. So if we take it back a level and now we think about the why and why people join our health clubs in the first place, what we know is they join us and they pay for a membership with us to obtain that sense of belonging, to stay healthy and know that they're in control of their physical and their mental health, to find ways to really enjoy their exercise, to connect with others and like-minded people and trainers, to be held accountable to their intentions and their goals, to be safe when they come to your facilities, and that's never been more important than it is in the current climate, and to move away from pain and to find happiness. So for them, they've been told by a doctor or an allied health professional that they need to act now. So in March this year and the current climate, this really brought forward our review and was our cause to make a real shift in the way that we delivered to our community. So we identified what our members needed from us, and that was to keep them connected, to keep them active, to maintain their routines that they've been working really hard at, particularly over that last 12 months where we saw a real shift in our health club culture, but also to continue to provide them with the services and the classes that they were crying out for, but also with the relatable faces that they know and that they love. So our response to that was the development of our online content hub, which is now known as Gel Anywhere. So this rolled out in 3 stages, but essentially it allows our members to train with us from the safety of their own home, but also they can do the classes live or alternatively at a time that suits them. So those 3 stages, we started out with just Gel Anywhere pre-recorded content that was recorded by our team of trainers, in addition to partnering with Les Mills to offer our members with 60 days of free Les Mills on-demand classes. Then Gel Anywhere live classes. So this was about a real variety of offerings for our members, including our kids and our older adults, with, again, the relatable faces that they know and love, but also that provided us with the opportunity to engage with them, and for them to really establish their routine, and they could create that timetable that they're used to. In addition to that, our 3rd step was the addition of our chat series. And this is discussions and conversations with nutritionists and psychologists within the local community about all things nutrition related, but also in the mental health space. So now we're going to turn the table, and I want you to take a couple of moments to reflect. Think about what it is that your community want from you right now. And if you have any questions, like I said, or any thoughts that come into your mind right now, please ask away, and RJ will let me know if there are any that come through. So first things first, we know what our people want and what they are looking for, particularly as we move towards our new normal. Hygiene and cleanliness has never been more important and such an outstanding priority for all of us. Other considerations that we need to take on board are things like affordability, but also variety. And we want to make sure, again, that our offerings work for our members and it's what they want. So into our next step, step 3. This is about our influencers, and this is where we reflect on who your people are and who your influencers are. So this team are the ones that are best connected with the lifeblood of your facilities, which are your members. And they're really the ones that hold the key. So they're best positioned to communicate with your members, to create, maintain, and build connection with your members, but really to ignite that sense of belonging and be that relatable face that will really strengthen your community. So as we've spoken about Our Communities strategy, that was really about building smaller communities within our big community. So as a big box gym and almost 5,000 members, it was important for us to segment our big community and identify the opportunities of engagements within these individual groups. Recognizing that group fitness is one of the best retention tools that we have, we know that our classes build connection, they increase member visits, but they also allows them to establish a routine that will keep them coming back to your facilities. So with this strategy, we identified our classes or our communities. We identified the influencers within these programs. We reviewed our communication within these communities, and then we created ownership opportunities for our influencers, and we empowered them to drive the change. We wanted to allow them to take their classes and their communities, for that matter, where they wanted them to go. So with this, our specialists are in a position to really influence, ignite, and connect our members. But more importantly, they're doing what they love. And for our team and for our culture, this has seen a huge shift within the health club, but more importantly, within our team culture as well. How good is working with people? This is where you've got the opportunity to really ignite emotion, allow people to do something that they're passionate about, but really all for the benefit of, our day-to-day. Okay, so step 4 is all about making the dream a reality, also known as now it's your turn. So whilst I understand budgets, capacities, and resources are different for different facilities, this process doesn't take too much of your time. I really encourage you to take the opportunity to reflect and to plan. Print out the start of your toolkit that I've created for you and your community. I've uploaded this onto my LinkedIn, so it's really easy for you to pick up. But essentially, print it off, sit down with your team and work through it together. With this, all I encourage is that you enjoy the process. Again, we talk about opportunities, but having that mindset that you're in a position to reflect on what we all work so hard on a day-to-day basis and work through it with your team. Create some SMART goals. So, it looks like 3-month, 6-month, 12-month goals, and they're just ranges. That's up to you and your team and what works for you. but really just embrace it and enjoy it. So I would now like to show you what it looks like in action and to give you some real examples. So in identifying our influencers, which we've spoken about, this is the perfect opportunity for those influencers to build their brands essentially within your facility. So with this, we've been better positioned to connect our members with our programs and our offerings. So our first example on the Mac is Frank Leonard, and he's our group fitness team leader. So Frank specialises in Les Mills body step, body attack, as well as freestyle and reformer Pilates. He's well known within our membership base, as is Brett, one of our other instructors at Glenara Leisure. On Monday, they team taught, and this post has had over 1,800 views, and over 90 comments. So our second example is Libby Dewar. So Lib is our community engagement officer, and this is her with her daughter up on the big stage. So Libby's a massive influencer across our facilities and also within our community. She oversees our All Abilities program, in addition to taking regular aqua and older adults classes for our members. Lib is a relatable figure who is loved by everyone, including her #1 fan, her daughter Sarah. Pictured is Sarah and Libby taking their family workout, which happens every Saturday morning on the current timetable. This particular class was done on Mother's Day, where we had members send in photos of them with their family, and these images were collated, and we created a background for all those classes on the day. So this was, again, an opportunity to really make our members feel like they were with us, even though we haven't been together now for the best part of 8 weeks. And then our third example, this is where I'm going to touch on our culture and the importance of a positive and engaged health club culture. So in our health club, our team knows that we're all about having fun, and we want to make all of our members feel that fun, or the good vibes, if you will. So last holiday season, we saw it as the perfect opportunity to create a Christmas flash mob. So this was delivered by Glenara Leisure staff and some members as well. It was rehearsed and delivered in under 48 hours, just on a regular morning in the gym. The members were completely besides themselves, and in a minute you'll see why, and the feedback was out of control. So it was one of the most incredible experiences, and one that we'll definitely revisit in the future. Now, all being well, I'm going to share this with you now. Give me 1 minute. All right, so you get the idea. But with that being said, until this day, and I was chatting about it with a couple of our members yesterday, this is the stuff that they absolutely feed off. And again, the way that every time it comes up, they just love to talk about it. And our final one is about our member influencers. So these are our members that are just as valuable, if not more so, than your internal influencers. The last 12 months for us has really showed us the importance of taking our members on the journey with us. So clear, transparent, and genuine communication was the key. So these members are now the recipients of our Gel Anywhere suite of content, which is completely free for our community. We listen to their feedback, but we also allow them to tell the story. So now it's up to you, and now it's your turn to take your community where you want it to go. So with that being said, my advice is to make a date, sit down, download your Kiss and Go toolkit, but don't overcomplicate the process. Start reviewing it step by step and really map it out. Listen to your members and listen to your team. Identify your influences, but above all, think about your communities. The future for our service-based industry will look to become digitalized where it can, but please remember that the future is also human. That's never going to change. Robots or technology will never replace the way that you can make somebody feel. We understand that our members are paying to spend their leisure time with us. So let me leave you with a thought today, and that is, how would you host a guest at your house? And now we will open for any questions that have come through. And over to you, RJ.
Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, I think there's some really key information in there, and certainly you know, from a sort of the lens that you look at members through, and how much they treating them like a guest, and really going that extra mile. Yeah, it was sort of uplifting, and I think particularly in the environment that we're going to really struggle to get people to spend their dollar. So it will very much be an emotional decision, very much an experience that they'll be, and a lifestyle that they'll be purchasing, not just, you know, going to a gym. So fantastic, very timely information for everyone. Guys, throw a question in. You've got an opportunity here to talk to a leader in the space. If there's something that you're doing, even if you just want to talk about something that you're doing, you know, throw those ideas out there. It's always great to hear from everyone. I can see a few familiar names out there: Luke DePascal, Aoife Byrne, Chris Spink. There's a few familiar faces out there. Throw a comment in, throw a question in there, and I'm sure Rachel would be happy to have a listen. I really like this Kiss and Go toolkit, Rachel. Personally, I think it's great.
What a concept. Awesome. We have to have fun with it. And, you know, it might be, RJ, that if there are any questions, they might not come through straight away, because we know and we understand that everyone's got a lot going on. So if anyone needs anything at any time, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's it's all about sharing is caring, and that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So Rachel, I don't know if you can access the chat, and I'm just trying to see okay, so you've got your Kiss and Go toolkit at your LinkedIn.
That's on my LinkedIn, yeah.
It's on your LinkedIn. Okay, so I'll put a link to your LinkedIn in the chat now, and anyone can click that link even after this conversation is over. So that's in there now, and I will I'll also just cast up here on my screen just the next couple of sessions. I'll just talk through those with everyone. I hope you can see this. So obviously today we had Rachel. Next week we have Richard Tutunji, the CEO of Calm Marketing, talking about promoting you and your brand on LinkedIn for mass reach. We've got one of Rachel's colleagues, Chris Spink, the following week, gym design ideas for your club. If you haven't been to GSAC, I highly recommend you get down there and have a look at the facility. It's a really great facility. It's really well planned out conceptually as well as practically. And it is a very sort of welcoming big box leisure center, and you know when you're walking in there that it is a world-class facility, and certainly the team over there are driving a lot of best practice in many respects. Following week we have Brett DeProse of Warren & Mahoney Architects talking about the future of facility design. Brett DeProse is a bit of a specialist in designing big box leisure centres. He's doing the Northcote Aquatic and Rec Centre redevelopment currently. He's been involved in a number of big projects, at some stage MSAC and Watermark and some of these other big projects that have happened over the years. And he tends to travel around a little bit to Canada and Europe and has a look at different design principles. So he's got an interesting presentation around the future of facility design. So I'm a bit of a nerd in that space, and I really enjoy that. I hope you guys do too. Just looking for questions coming through. Nothing so far, just a thank you. So we've had some thank yous. So Rachel, I might leave it there, I think. It's been really great having you on. It's been nice to meet you as well, and to make that connection. It's been really informative. I think there's takeaways there for everyone. The recording will be up on our webpage in about 12 hours, and everyone can pass it on to their colleagues or listen to it on their commute if there's anything they'd like to hear again. Rachel, on behalf of Fitness Australia and Lifesaving Victoria, thank you so much for coming on and giving us half an hour of your time this morning to talk about who you are and what you guys do. It's been fantastic.
Thanks, RJ. Awesome. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend.
Okay, thanks very much. So I'll just end the recording and I'll hang up the call on everyone. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Bye.